How's everyone doing today? Our newest thing that we're building is a mineral box. So this is all lumber that was free, given to us. I picked up my last load on Craigslist. Believe it or not, it was a bunch of composite decking boards. Haven't really used that material before for any of the farm stuff, so I'm curious to see how it holds up. And then the rest of the stuff, this is just some plywood, 3/4 inch, I got for free too. It's weird, it was cut in 2 foot wide by 8 foot long sections, but I mean it works perfect for this. I'm gonna leave it exposed for right now. I was thinking about maybe putting something underneath it, but I'll see how it holds up, and maybe if I ever have to redo this, I'll put something down below. The rest of the wood is treated lumber. There are some cracks. I've got some sealant that I'm gonna seal this up with. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, it's like a downsized model of the Greg Judy version. So on his, he had about 16 minerals, 8 on each side. The only problem that he had his for about, I think he said 4 or 5 years. And in those 4 or 5 years, he had 300 sheep, and he only lost one. And it's because the sheep's neck, it was a baby sheep, got caught in between here and the belting that's I'm gonna put on top of it. He has the same belting, and another sheep jumped on top, and it got caught. So what they did was they raised this up a little bit higher. I even think his has cut angles, like it looks really nice. So that's why Katie was thinking about doing that. But I told her I want to leave it up like that for just a little bit more protection. So, I think he says he runs about 300 sheep. His setup is a lot bigger than ours. So the most I think we'd be able to handle is about 100. So this should be plenty big for if we ever get that many. So right now we just have 6, so this would be fine. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Usually we're always playing catch up, so this time we're a little ahead of it, which would be good. Always need more gates. So this is just some chain link fencing pipe. I've never worked with this material before. I was talking to my father-in-law about welding it. He's a really good welder. But he was concerned about the chemical reaction when you're welding these two. And I guess if you breathe that in, it could be kind of dangerous to breathe it in. So what I did was I just hammered in each end, make it flat, drilled a hole through each section, then put a bolt and a nut through it and tighten it down. Seemed to work well. So this is actually like my father-in-law's design. I was just gonna put the poles together and not run that cross member, but he suggested running it to help stabilize it, and yeah, it worked really well once we got that horizontal bar in. So with all our fencing, I run a hot top wire. So this is going to have a top wire above it, just for a little added protection to make sure they're not trying to jump. The fencing that we use is all that red brand fencing. It's crazy. It's if you price it, so this is going to be 47 inches tall, and if you get the 4 foot, which is 48 inches, it's $100 difference. So I just went with the 47 inch, this stuff right here, 47 inches, and then I just run a top hot wire, and it seems to work well. They haven't gone through it But yeah, that's what we have going on. We also numbered our pastures too. Our oldest comes out every morning and feeds. So, you know, we have been moving our animals around a lot. So, you know, I'll just be like, hey, we need 2 scoops of feed to number 1. And then, you know, this many to number 2. And then so many to number 3. So, trying to become a little bit more detailed. I definitely want to, we had about, 4 goats. I mean, they're not full size. They're 4 goats under a year in this pasture. And I just think they'd been in here a month, and it was just getting, I don't know, I really believe in, you know, letting your pastures rest, and it was really bothering me. So we got him in here. He should be gone in a couple days, and been taking it easy on the pasture. But, you know, we moved the 4 that were in here to the bigger pasture, which is number 1, and they seem to be a lot more happier. Got hay, plenty of, you know, it's probably about double or triple the size of this pasture. But I mean, we will be expanding this pasture by the end of the year. Yeah, we're gonna make this will probably be our second biggest pasture when I'm done with it, which I'm looking forward to. So we'll have a lot more room for all the animals, and we'll be able to give our pastures a lot more rest. And I know my father-in-law is pretty happy about it, just because this pasture has a ditch down there that he wants cleared out, and goats go crazy over that roughage down there. So excited to move them in. But yeah, you could see that, I don't know, it was just getting kind of worn out. Those dirt patches over there, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, the pasture we moved them into, which is pasture number 1, just the trees, more trees, bigger trees, a lot more room. So they seem to be happier. Oh, yeah, so I finished the mineral box. So right now I'm testing it out to see if they're gonna jump on it, if I need to make it more heavy duty, you know, just to see the wear and tear. You can already see one of them looks like it jumped up on it. Didn't look like it did that much damage. So you can flip up each individual side. This is a 2x6. And I screwed a 4x4 to it. So I did the attached the 4x4 first, the 2x6. Then I laid down the 2x6, and then I screwed that into the spacers for each little bin. So it's pretty secure. You can flip up each individual side. Pretty easy. We'll see how these screws do. These screws came out of a outdoor playset. So I just put a washer in. There's 6. There's 6 in the first belting, and then there's going to be 12 on the top belting. So if I need to attach more, bigger screws, thicker screws, we'll see. Like I said, I'll probably leave it sitting for a week. These guys are pretty small and still jumping around a lot, so they'll definitely, you know, put it to the test. This guy is pretty big, so we'll give him a couple weeks with it, see what he does with it. So, I don't know. When I first brought it in, yeah, they're a little curious, but there's nothing in it. So once we start putting minerals in it, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for now, we're testing it to see if I need to make any alterations to it. And now